It was like a clown car. They just kept coming. This community theater production of Jekyll Hyde had a cast of over 50 people, not to mention a tech-heavy set. But did these elements enhance the show, or just get in the way? Welcome to the channel, friends. My name is Aaron, and I'm one of the co-founders of Stage Fright Theater. We produce Halloween shows all year long, and we try to review every piece of spooky performance art we can get our hands on. Today, we're headed to the Rose Center Theater in Westminster, California, to see their production of Jekyll and Hyde. This was my first trip to the Rose. When I arrived, I assumed this would be your average community theater experience, but once I passed the lobby and got into the theater itself, it was clear that this show was not going to be average. Right away, I was greeted by this impressive projected set surrounded by 3D pieces that helped give it depth. As the show progressed, I was waiting for a scene change, thinking that the 3D pieces would be moved on and off stage. That moment never really came. A few larger set pieces like tables, beds, candelabras, that kind of stuff were moved on and off. But massive blackout scene changes weren't really a thing in this show. Scene changes were seamless, which really punched up the flow of the story. I was lucky enough to be able to stand on stage after the show and was surprised by how clean it all was. A few members of the cast were nice enough to talk to me at that time, and I was surprised to learn that one of them had a special connection to the set.
Hi, I'm Melissa Cook, and I'm playing Lucy Harris.
Hi, my name is Matt Bartosh, and I'm playing Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
And my name is Kristen Caputo, and I'm playing Emma Carew. I'm actually married to the scenic designer, projection artist, and lighting designer. He's our technical director here, and I wish we would have pulled him in because he would have been able to talk more. Do you want me to grab it?
No, I want you to talk about it because she also is, because she's his wifey, she has been at rehearsals doing all of the amazing things she does, and then she's been painting during the day because she helps him out. So a lot of this work is actually Kristen's.
It is, but, you know, all out of his brain. But no, I can't really speak exactly what his mentality was when he created this. He just knew he wanted to do something completely different and bring in that kind of Gothic feel. And so bringing in the arches and everything kind of transports you. And I will tell you, I fought him. I said, this set is way too light. It looks too pristine and clean. And he said, no, we're not darkening it, because once you darken it, you can't take it back or you repaint it. And he clearly knows what he's talking about, because the projections and the lights just allow this set to transform into whatever place he takes you to within the projections. So I will never, I shouldn't say this.
Don't say that. Don't put it on.
I will never. He will hold me to this.
No. Just say he was right in this
He
one
was right
instance.
in this moment.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yes. See, she keeps me honest.
It's good. It's good. Good for you.
It's a little too much of typecast. Well, I mean, not that kind of typecast.
Oh wait, there he is.
Yeah, I'm Chris Caputo. I'm the technical director here, but I'm also the scenic lighting and production designer for the show. So this was a lot of fun to do, and it's nice when you get to do all three of those things at once. When you have separate people designing each element, they don't always want to make everything meld, but this was fun because I could make sure that the set and the projections fit in the right place, the lighting was hitting at the right moment. So it's a real joy to do. I had my concepts. I had seen several different productions done in the past, and I said, well, what's kind of an out-of-the-box way of looking at how it was done? And so this is what I ended up creating, and I really wanted that graphic novel kind of feel, that dark feel, and so that's what we were going for, and it seemed to work out really well.
Yeah.
He also had the extra pressure that, he had to make sure that, his wife shines, which she does.
The set helped with the pacing of the story and was also techy and cool, especially for a community theater. But what I found most interesting was how this set could instantly change from a lab to a brothel to the streets of London, and that kind of fit in perfectly with a show all about the masks that we wear. There's almost an allegory there, a clean slate that you can project whatever you want onto it. The set itself was nothing more than a facade. I asked the actors how the theme of duality impacted their performance.
I think that when I was doing the show, I realized that, oh man, there's like a long stretch before you even get to Hyde. I was trying to make his voice a little higher in resonance, like just speaking, and just trying to be a little stiffer. And definitely a little more shy, like I'm around Melissa during those scenes, and to kind of just have like a not so sure my direction is here kind of thing. Whereas when I was Hyde, I definitely let loose on the doing whatever I want and just kind of having the Jack Sparrow kind of walk and the let's get a little crazy. I also feel like I was using a little bit of Mark Hamill's Joker in some of my dialogue too that I love, so it was cool to actually get to act Hyde versus just sing Hyde, which I'd only done up until doing the show. I also had some fun history with substance abuse, and now being sober, so it's kind of easy to kind of flip back to that mentality of looking for some kind of potion to change the way you are, so that's a part of it. But again, this is, I think I discovered the show before that or anything like that had ever been introduced to me, but I think I was just drawn to the show very on, like 2003, when I heard Anthony Warlow's version of it, which is the London cast recording, and I just fell in love with the idea that musical theater could have, vocals like you're in a death metal band, so.
The duality of Jekyll and Hyde was also reflected in the women of this story. While it's faithful to the Robert Louis Stevenson novella, I was struck by the way it very subtly touched on modern women's issues, at least when viewed through a modern lens.
She and I, we play kind of the extremes of the women. You've got this pure, supportive angel of a fiancé, and then you have the prostitute that he's taking his aggressions out on. So that's, that goes again into what you were saying about duality. As far as women's issues go, am I allowed to say, am I allowed to say? It's very much Madonna and the Whore kind of thing, where she's pure and untouched, and then this is the one that, gets the abuse and the beatings and all of that stuff.
Absolutely. And, we're Halloween people. You can say horror. Yeah. The cast was absolutely tremendous, both in talent and in size. The number of cast members added a kinetic energy to the scenes, as well as a much-needed depth to the predominantly 2D set. And that's saying nothing of the richness that the huge cast added to ensemble numbers. So back to the question from the top of the video. Did the size and the tech help or hurt the show? Well, I think they clearly help. They gave the show a scale you rarely see in community theater, and it really sets the rows apart. If you get a chance, you should see their Jekyll and Hyde. If nothing else, it's a reminder how deep the talent pool in Southern California is. Seriously, they had some singers who could just blow the doors off the hinges. And if you can't make it out, follow the Rose on Instagram to stay updated on future shows. I'll link it below. The people I met were incredibly passionate, and nothing is more important to art. A big thank you to the Rose for inviting me out. Also thanks to the cast for their time. Interviews were not a part of the arrangement I made for this coverage, but the cast was out in the lobby greeting after the show, so I approached Kristen to ask if I could take 3 minutes of her time for an interview. And she was so friendly and accommodating. She was like, let me get Melissa, let me get Matt, let me get Chris to open the theater where it's quiet. They were all incredibly kind, generous people, and it just speaks volumes about the culture there. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing. We cover spooky live entertainment year-round. We also review haunted attractions the same way we would a theatrical production because, well, they are theatrical productions. We also go behind the scenes on our own shows and generally go on weird, spooky adventures whenever possible. Thanks for watching. Remember, scare acting is acting. And until next time, support your local scare actor.